This is the Bukit Bunoh, currently the oldest prehistoric site in Southeast Asia and the oldest prehistoric site outside of Africa. Based on archaeological evidence that people has been living, particularly in Lenggong Valley, since 1.83 million years ago.
And this is the last red painting rock art survived in Peninsular Malaysia. A very typical hunter-gathering life that we don't even know what are the animals yet, because everyone has their view and interpretation.
For most of the historians, the role of Manila in history is very famous on its role in the early modern global network. However, there's much less attention about what's going on in the colonial site, what's going on with people who really live there.
We have a vast variety of different landscapes and architecture, so it makes overall monitoring of heritages much more challenging in China.
10,000 years ago, why they actually buried people in fetal position? Because that's how you were born, and they believe that how you should be sent back to the afterlife.
Preventive conservation takes place at different levels. If we don't do anything, the collections will just sort of deteriorate on their own.
后来台南也办了很多的设计展，就是希望能够让年轻人知道历史环境的事情，因为我们觉得年轻人不进来，其实这些老东西它不会有持续的可能。
In 1697, a massive earthquake hit. This whole bit of the town sank into the water immediately. This was excavated in the 1980s, and it was amazingly well preserved.
And we have documented more than 600 prehistoric rock art depictions along the cave wall. It's just like a living storybook.
So what happened between 74,000 to 13,000 years ago? Where do people actually go?
Every time when you do an excavation, it's kind of destroy the site. No one really look into the material and try to answer archaeological questions.
The artifacts that are underwater are quite safe underwater. They can stay there for a little bit longer while we figure out what the best way to work on them is, if it wasn't for treasure hunters.
If a delicate watercolour or a very fragile textile is in a damp atmosphere, this can lead to serious damage.
一个庙的保存，还会要有很多年轻人要一直不断的进来，它才有可能是完整的保留下来，不然它不会有内容。没有内容的庙其实是没有意义的。
Make sure that the local knows and really understand what it is first, and then it will evolve organically.
What we're talking about today isn't just the responsibility of a conservator. That's why you're all here, because it's everyone's responsibility.
We can't resolve the other two issues without the support of the public, because if they don't care, why should anyone else care?